Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, extraterrestrials, YouTube, what it do? Welcome to Wrestling with Watts, another edition of Wrestling with Watts. I'm your host, Watts, and I kind of want to touch on something that I don't usually discuss, which is AEW, because I don't think I watch enough AEW to cover AEW on a weekly basis, but one thing that happened, that transpired, and has been transpiring that I'm not necessarily happy about is Swerve Strickland's booking. And not on the level of, oh, he needs to be the world champion right now. He should have never lost to Bryan Danielson, which I do think that he should have never lost to Bryan Danielson, but that's another story for another day. What I am not a fan of is the fact that he lost the championship to Bryan Danielson, and it looked like we was about to get a conclusion to the Swerve versus Hangman Page feud because they turned it up another notch and had Hangman burn down Swerve's childhood house. And that was about a month ago. Now, out of nowhere, Swerve comes back, and now he's beefing with the Hurt Business or the Hurt Syndicate. Come on now. He didn't even get retribution from the fact that this man burned down his house, and now he's feuding with MVP Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley whenever he decides to show up. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of that because I feel like they're making it seem like his priorities aren't in order. Yes, Prince Nana needs his help in regard to MVP trying to recruit him, and you know it just kind of looks a little funny and stuff like that, but I feel like AEW has this tendency of not necessarily finishing their breakfast, and what I mean by that is the fact that they'll jump from feud to feud without it being a clear ending in the previous feud that a superstar was in. It's like bouncing around. It really confuses the viewer, especially if the viewer is a casual viewer, because I'm not the biggest fan of AEW, mainly because of the botches. Even though most wrestling companies or most wrestlers still botch, even if they're at the highest of highest in regard to their work, but I don't like the botches. I don't like how they go from storyline to storyline without real context. Most of it just feels like filler, with the exception of Tony Khan's main guys, which is Chris Jericho, the Young Bucks, the Elite, or whatever. I don't know. I'm just not really enjoying how it's being ran, but I'm especially not enjoying Swerve's booking right about now. Because Swerve's booking, it just looks all over the place. Like, you can't put, like, personally, they're not treating him like a former world champion at all. Because if they're going to have him go head to head with the Hurt Syndicate, then let him wrap up what he has with Hangman Page first, unless they're going to do something along the lines of, say, Hangman burnt down your childhood house and Prince Nana didn't do anything about it, or he didn't try to do anything about it, but if you're running with the Hurt Business, that wouldn't have happened, or whatever. Then it's like, alright, cool, but still, I think my priority would be solely on destroying the man who destroyed my childhood house after I got it back. Personally, that's how I feel. So I don't know. I could just be talking BS, and you can also correct me in the comments if I might have missed something, because I just now started watching AEW on a regular basis. And I wouldn't even necessarily call it a regular basis, because typically what'll happen is I'm coming home from the gym, it's on, I'll watch it, it's in white noise, unless it's like a main event. So I don't even think I'm even the right person to be covering this right now, but I do notice patterns, and one thing I do notice about AEW is that they don't necessarily stick to storytelling. That's one thing that I could say, alright, y'all gotta do better with, because as a casual, I'm very confused as to what's going on, and that's supposed to be a top tier feud, like a main event type feud, or I would assume that it would be a main event type feud, because why the fuck is the former world champion in a match or in a feud with people who they don't consider main eventers or whatever? I don't know, but yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. But let me know if I'm bugging in the comments. Let me know if I'm crazy. definitely we going to discuss more AEW going forward. Just rock with me. I usually cover WWE, but I want to, do a little bit of everything. So I'll make sure that I'll be doing my due diligence. I'll be watching the next AEW Dynamite. So, yeah, like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. First and last time listeners, I appreciate you guys too. But I'm out. Peace.